Fixing a stuck caliper, brake dragging issue. Have you ever driven your car for just a few minutes, parked, and then noticed a strong burning smell coming from one wheel? Not the usual heat you expect after braking, but something sharper, almost like metal and rubber heating up more than they should. Or maybe your car feels like it's being slightly held back, like it doesn't want to roll freely even when your foot is completely off the brake pedal. Sometimes it shows up in a more subtle way. You're cruising down the road and the steering wheel gently pulls to one side. You correct it without thinking. A few minutes later, it happens again. Then you start noticing your fuel is finishing faster than usual, or one of your wheels looks dirtier than the others, covered in brake dust. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But what if I told you that one small issue inside your braking system could quietly destroy your brake pads, overheat your rotors, damage your wheel bearings, and in extreme cases, reduce your ability to stop the car when you actually need it the most? That's exactly what happens when you have a stuck brake caliper. Now here's the interesting part. Most people don't even realize it's happening until the damage is already done. There's no warning light that says your caliper is stuck. There's no loud noise in the early stages. It starts quietly with just a slight drag. But inside that wheel, your brake pad is constantly touching the rotor, generating heat every second the car is moving. And that heat doesn't just stay there, it spreads into the rotor, into the caliper, into the brake fluid, and into nearby parts. Over time, it begins to break things down. The brake fluid can start to lose its effectiveness. The rubber seals inside the caliper begin to weaken. The rotor surface can warp. And before you know it, what could have been a simple fix turns into a full brake job. This is what makes brake dragging such a dangerous issue. It's not just about wear and tear, it's about a system that is supposed to release but doesn't. A system that is designed to work only when you press the pedal, but instead is working all the time without your control. And when that happens, your car is no longer operating the way it was engineered to. In this video, we're going to break everything down in a simple, practical way. You'll understand what's really going on inside that caliper, why it gets stuck, how to identify the exact cause, and how to fix it step by step without guessing or wasting money. We'll go through the real reasons this happens, from seized slide pins to stuck pistons, and even hidden issues like brake hoses that trap pressure without you realizing it. And more importantly, you'll learn how to test and confirm the problem before replacing anything. Because replacing parts blindly is where most people go wrong. You don't need to throw money at this problem. You just need to understand it. Before we get deeper into it, quick one. If you find this helpful, go ahead and like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps more people find these kinds of practical fixes, and it keeps content like this coming. Now let's get into what's really happening when your caliper gets stuck. When you press your brake pedal, your car sends hydraulic pressure through the brake lines into the caliper. Inside the caliper is a piston that pushes the brake pads against the rotor. That friction slows the car down. But when you release the pedal, something very important happens. The pressure drops and the piston is supposed to retract slightly. Not a lot. Just enough for the brake pads to move away from the rotor so the wheel can spin freely again. That tiny movement is what keeps your car rolling smoothly. When a caliper is working properly, this process happens every single time you brake. Press, release, over and over again, without you even thinking about it. But when a caliper gets stuck, that release part doesn't happen properly. Instead of pulling back, the piston stays slightly extended, or the caliper itself doesn't move the way it should. So even when your foot is off the brake, the pad is still touching the rotor. Not enough to stop the car, but enough to create constant friction, and that's where the problem begins. At first, it might just feel like your car is a little sluggish. Maybe your acceleration doesn't feel as smooth. Maybe you notice a slight pull. But over time, that constant friction builds heat. And heat is the real enemy here. As the rotor heats up, it transfers that heat into the brake pads and into the caliper. The brake fluid inside the system also starts to heat up. And because brake fluid absorbs moisture over time, high temperatures can cause that moisture to turn into vapor. That introduces air into the system. And once air gets into your brake system, your pedal can start to feel soft or spongy. Your stopping power drops. And now you're dealing with more than just a stuck caliper. You're dealing with reduced braking performance. At the same time, the excessive heat can damage other parts. Your brake pads wear out much faster than they should. Your rotor can become warped, causing vibrations when you brake. The grease inside your wheel bearings can break down. And if the heat becomes extreme, it can even affect nearby suspension parts. All of this from one caliper not releasing properly. Now let's talk about why this actually happens. One of the most common causes is something called seized slide pins. On many cars, the brake caliper is designed to move slightly from side to side. This movement allows both brake pads to press evenly against the rotor. That movement happens through small metal pins called slide pins. These pins are supposed to be lubricated so they can move freely. But over time, dirt, moisture, and old grease build up inside. If the protective rubber boot gets damaged, water gets in and rust starts forming. Eventually, the pins stop moving properly. When that happens, the caliper can't center itself anymore. So one brake pad ends up staying pressed against the rotor, even when you're not braking. Another common cause is a seized piston. Inside the caliper, the piston moves in and out as you press and release the brake. But if moisture gets inside and causes corrosion, that piston can start sticking. When it sticks, it doesn't retract the way it should. So again, the brake pad stays in contact with the rotor. Then there's a cause that many people don't think about: a bad brake hose. The brake hose carries fluid to the caliper. Inside, it has a rubber lining. Over time, that lining can break down and collapse internally. When you press the brake, fluid still goes through because of the high pressure. But when you release the brake, the fluid can't flow back properly. So pressure gets trapped in the caliper, keeping the brake applied even though your foot is off the pedal. This one is tricky because everything looks fine from the outside. Now here's where you need to be careful. Before you start replacing parts, you need to confirm what's actually causing the issue. The first step is simple. Lift the car safely and spin each wheel by hand. A healthy wheel should spin freely with only slight resistance. If one wheel feels tight or hard to turn, you've found the problem area. Next, try this. Open the bleeder screw on that caliper slightly. If the wheel suddenly becomes free, then the problem is hydraulic, most likely the brake hose. But if the wheel is still stuck, then you're dealing with a mechanical issue like seized pins or a stuck piston. This simple test can save you from replacing the wrong part. Once you know the cause, fixing it becomes much easier. If it's the slide pins, remove them, clean them thoroughly, and apply proper brake grease. Make sure they move smoothly before putting everything back together. If it's rust buildup where the pads sit, clean the bracket and make sure the pads can move freely. If it's the piston, try compressing it back into the caliper. If it doesn't move smoothly, then it's time to replace the caliper. And if it's the brake hose, replacing it is the only real solution. After fixing the issue, you'll need to bleed the brake system to remove any air and ensure proper pressure. Then take the car for a test drive. Make sure it rolls smoothly, brakes evenly, and doesn't pull to one side. After the drive, check the temperature of the wheels. They should all feel similar. If one is still much hotter, then something is still not right. Now let's talk about preventing this from happening again. Every time you service your brakes, clean and lubricate the slide pins. Make sure the pads can move freely. Check the rubber boots for any damage. And don't forget your brake fluid. Over time, it absorbs moisture, which leads to internal corrosion. Flushing your brake fluid every couple of years can prevent many of these issues before they even start. At the end of the day, fixing a stuck caliper is not just about solving one problem. It's about restoring your braking system to how it's supposed to work. When everything is moving freely, your car feels smoother, safer, and more efficient. And you drive with confidence knowing your brakes will respond exactly when you need them. So if you've been noticing signs like dragging, pulling, or unusual heat from your wheels, don't ignore it. Take the time to check it, understand it, and fix it properly. Because when it comes to your brakes, small problems don't stay small for long. And before you go, if this video helped you understand what's really going on with your brakes and saved you from spending money you didn't need to spend, go ahead and hit that like button and share this with someone who might be dealing with the same issue. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because we're constantly breaking down real car problems in a way that actually makes sense so you can fix things yourself with confidence. And if you've ever dealt with a stuck caliper before or you're currently working on one right now, drop a comment below and let's talk about it. I'd like to hear what symptoms you noticed and how you handled it. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.